Welcome back to Prop News Time. Here are the headlines for the day. Indure's flagship development projects set to transform the city into a sustainable urban hub. Indore, renowned as the commercial capital of Madhya Pradesh, is undergoing a major transformation driven by extensive development projects aimed at boosting its infrastructure and urban ecosystem. With a population surpassing 3 million, the city's strategic importance as an industrial, commercial, and educational hub has attracted substantial investment from both state and central governments alongside private partners. Key projects such as the Indore Metro, Ring Road, Smart City Mission, airport expansion, and upgrades in water, sanitation, and industrial infrastructure are reshaping the city's landscape. These initiatives reflect a concerted effort to establish Indore as a leading example of sustainable urban growth in India. Rajasthan moves forward with INR 12,260 crore Jaipur Metro. Phase 2 project, Rajasthan. Chief Minister Shri Bhajanlal Sharma has approved the detailed project report for Jaipur Metro Phase 2, covering a 42.80 kilometer stretch from Todi Mode to Praladpura. The INR 12,260 crore project, announced in the 2025-26 state budget, will be executed by Rajasthan Metro Rail Corporation, a new 50-50 joint venture between the state and central government. The corridor will feature 36 stations, including 2 underground, and connect key residential, commercial, educational, and industrial hubs such as VKI and Sitapura industrial areas. Construction will begin once the Union Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs grants approval. Financing will come from financial institutions. A residential flat spanning 548 square feet sold in Springfield in Palghar's Navghar for INR 75.2 lakhs. A residential flat spanning 456 square feet sold in Bhakti, Home Royals in Palghar's Sakawar for INR 49.5 lakhs. A residential flat spanning 1,090 square feet sold in Bhakti Govardhan Kunj in Palghar's Haloli for INR 33.54 lakhs. Sumadhura Group enters co-working arena with premium workspace brand. Workship Bengaluru-based real estate developer Sumadhura Group has ventured into the co-working sector with the launch of its maiden center in Whitefield, Bengaluru, marking the debut of its new vertical, Workship. Spread across 1.3 lakh square feet within Capital Towers, the center aims to cater to the rising demand for managed flexible workspaces, particularly from corporates in sectors such as IT/ITES, agri-tech, and pharma. The company plans to establish 3 additional centers this fiscal, expanding its managed workspace portfolio to 5 lakh square feet. Sumadhura has previously completed 54 real estate projects totaling over 13 million square feet, with a primary focus on Bengaluru and Hyderabad. Chandigarh. CHP may reopen demand survey for Sector 53 project after raising flat prices by up to 40%. The Chandigarh Housing Board, CHB, is set to conduct a fresh demand survey after hiking flat prices by up to 40% in its Sector 53 self-financing housing scheme. Earlier this year, nearly 7,500 applicants expressed interest in 372 units, compared with just 178 in 2018-19. Following a sharp increase in collector rates, 3 BHK flats have jumped from INR 1.65 crore to INR 2.29 crore, and 2 BHK units from INR 1.40 crore to INR 1.97 crore. The board will offer existing applicants the choice to accept new rates or withdraw, with a final decision due within weeks. GDA secures land for Harnandipuram project with fourfold compensation and 10% stake for farmers. The Ghaziabad Development Authority will acquire 169 hectares across 5 villages for its forthcoming Harnandipuram housing scheme, agreeing to pay farmers 4 times the revised circle rate. The move, approved at GDA's 169th board meeting, carries an outlay of INR 2,384 crore and includes an offer of 10% of developed plots to those whose land is acquired. A committee led by the district magistrate recommended rates after the circle values were updated in September 2024. The project aims to balance fair compensation with structured urban housing supply. Gurugram developers now required to publish public notices. Post RERA application RERA Gurugram mandated that developers must publish a newspaper notice immediately after applying for project registration. This move aims to curb unauthorized pre-launch sales and enhance transparency in the real estate sector. The notice will inform buyers that a project is awaiting registration approval, enabling them to make informed decisions and verify developers' claims. This initiative is part of RERA's ongoing efforts to protect home buyers and ensure greater regulatory accountability. Indore administration targets illegal property developments with registration cancellations. The Indore District Administration has initiated legal proceedings to cancel property registrations in unauthorized colonies, aiming to curb rampant illegal development in the region. This decisive action follows directives from the district magistrate, who has also urged that developers behind these illegal layouts be held accountable. In addition to reversing plot sales, the administration plans to ensure that affected buyers receive refunds. This move reinforces the city's stance on enforcing urban planning regulations and discouraging unregulated expansion. Nabadiganta Industrial Township Authority to conduct fire safety audit of 250 office buildings in Sector 5. The Nabadiganta Industrial Township Authority, NITA, has announced a comprehensive fire safety audit of around 250 office buildings in Kolkata's Sector 5, following recent fire incidents and safety violations. Sector 5, home to over 1,500 companies and nearly 2 lakh employees, has seen rising concerns over fire preparedness. 9 rooftop restaurants were recently served stop operation notices for major compliance lapses. The audit will assess fire systems, road access and evacuation routes, with a focus on removing encroachments and improving fire tender mobility. To ease roadside parking, NITA will build a second multi-story parking plaza near Phillips More, accommodating over 700 vehicles by next year. Telangana RERA orders refunds and penalty for delayed Aura Velimala Phase 1 project. In a strong enforcement move, the Telangana RERA has fined Bhuvanteja Infrastructures and partner Chekka Bhagyalaxmi INR 14.9 lakh for failing to register their Aura Velimala Phase 1 project in Sangareddy district. Despite promising possession by December 2023, the project remains only 20% complete. Buyers reported lack of communication, fund diversion, and continued sales despite stalled construction. TGRE-ARA found violations of Sections 3 and 4 of the RERA Act, including absence of HMDA approvals. The developers must refund payments to 62 buyers with 11% interest and register the project immediately. Sales are banned until compliance, with further penalties possible under Section 63. Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation to relocate RMC plants to non-residential zones. The Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, AMC, is set to ban ready-mix concrete, RMC plants, from operating in residential areas due to their impact on air quality. Announced by Standing Committee Chairman Devang Dani, the policy, expected within 2 months, will mandate relocation of these units to designated non-residential zones. This move follows the Ahmedabad Urban Development Authority's new SOP for RMC units, requiring a minimum 3,500 square meter land area, GPCB NOC, and annual licensing. Non-compliant units face ceiling and INR 75,000 penalties. Temporary site-based permissions will be limited to construction duration. The initiative aims to balance infrastructure growth with public health and environmental protection. Mohali. GMADA demolishes 30 illegal structures in Jhampur village and Sector 39, the West. The Greater Mohali Area Development Authority, GMADA, has launched a major demolition drive targeting illegal constructions in Jhampur village and Sector 39 West, led by Officer Arvind Pannu. A total of 30 unauthorized structures were razed, 25 in Jhampur and 7 in Sector 39 West. In Phase 3 of the 39 West Society, developers were found illegally expanding the colony and connecting unsanctioned plots to public utilities despite their license being cancelled. GMADA's action follows repeated complaints from residents and signals a tougher stance on illegal development. The drive highlights the need for stricter urban planning enforcement to protect infrastructure and public interest. Karam Safety launches portable multi-gas detector to boost hazard site protection. Karam Safety recently introduced its new portable multi-gas detector during its annual channel partner meet, held earlier this week in Baku, Azerbaijan. Designed for hazardous work environments, this compact rechargeable device simultaneously detects oxygen, hydrogen sulfide, carbon monoxide, and combustible gases. It offers real-time alerts through visual, audible, and vibration alarms, ensuring worker safety across various industrial sectors such as oil and gas, mining, and construction. This launch reflects Karam's ongoing commitment to advancing occupational safety with robust field-ready solutions backed by strong technical expertise and global service support. Bengaluru intensifies crackdown on property tax evasion with tech-driven audits. In a significant move to curb property tax evasion, the Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike (BBMP) is set to issue notices to over 4 lakh property owners suspected of under-reporting property details. Utilizing data from drone surveys, satellite imagery, and the digitally owned number DON survey, BBMP aims to rectify discrepancies in self-declared property information with a target to collect 6,000 crore rupees in property tax for the 2025-26 fiscal year. The civic body anticipates recovering an additional 1,000 crore rupees through this initiative. Niti Aayog proposes new financing scheme to support India's medium-sized enterprises in a recent initiative. Niti Aayog has proposed a dedicated financing scheme under the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises (MSME) to support medium-sized firms. The proposal includes concessional loans capped at 25 crore rupees with a maximum of 5 crore rupees per request, and the introduction of a medium enterprise credit card with a pre-approved limit of up to 5 crore rupees. Additionally, the report recommends allocating 25 to 30% of the Self-Reliant India (SR) fund exclusively for medium enterprises to bolster research and development (R&D) efforts. This move follows the recent expansion of the medium enterprise definition in the Union Budget 2025, aiming to provide better financial support and promote growth among these firms. Aluwind Infratech reports strong financial growth for FY25, expands with new subsidiary Aluwind Infratech Limited, a major force in the facade and fenestration solutions industry, has released solid audited financials for FY 2025 that show a notable increase in net profit, EBITDA, and revenue year over year. The company also posted impressive gains in its H2 FY 2025 performance. With over 300 projects delivered across more than 20 cities and 85 active projects in progress, Aluwind continues to build on its legacy of over 35 years in the sector. It recently launched a new subsidiary, Aluwind Cleantech Private Limited, to expand into facade maintenance, and forged a strategic alliance with Hindalco's Eternia brand in the MMR region. The company's innovation in materials and investment in automation point to a future-focused growth trajectory. Kharadi becomes Pune's top business district as leasing volume hits 8 million square feet. In 2024, Knight Frank's latest report highlights Pune's commercial real estate growth, with leasing volumes rising 19% year-on-year to 8 million square feet in 2024. Kharadi has emerged as a key business hub, attracting top firms like Citicorp, Amazon, and Deloitte, driven by its connectivity and growing professional base. Amid this surge, Square has positioned itself as a strategic advisor, linking investors to high-yield Grade A assets. Its latest collaboration with Omicron Group, Omicron Business Landmarks Kharadi NX, offers 360,000 square feet of premium office space in a 26-story tower. With sustainable design, modern amenities, and strategic location, the project reflects Kharadi's rise as a prime commercial destination. Office reports multi-fold profit growth, posts INR 11.23 crore net profit for Q4 FY25. Office Space Solutions Limited, a prominent co-working space provider, reported a significant increase in its consolidated net profit for the March quarter, soaring to 11.23 crore rupees from 1.37 crore rupees during the same period a year earlier. Its total income for the quarter rose to 359.45 crore rupees compared to 241.10 crore rupees previously. Over the 2024-25 financial year, the company swung to a net profit of 67.87 crore rupees, a stark turnaround from the net loss of 17.56 crore rupees recorded in the preceding year. Total income during the fiscal climbed to 1,260.7 crore rupees from 874.8 crore rupees. In a major leadership change, Sumit Lakhani was elevated as the Chief Executive Officer. US firms drive 45% of office leasing in India, fueling rental growth in top cities. According to real estate consultancy Anarock, office rents have increased significantly over the last 2.5 years in major Indian metropolises, especially the Mumbai Metropolitan Region, MMR. Despite global economic uncertainties, companies, especially US-based firms, are driving demand for premium Grade A workspaces. MMR led the growth with a 28% surge in rents, followed by Hyderabad, Delhi NCR, and Bengaluru. Industry leaders noted that the rebound in rentals reflects India's improving infrastructure, abundant talent pool, and a clear push for a return to physical offices by global corporations. Investors bet big on Arunachal Pradesh as state inks. MOU's worth INR 6,357 crore. Arunachal Pradesh has drawn investment proposals totaling 6,357 crore rupees during the Rising Northeast Investors Summit, hosted in New Delhi earlier this week. 16 MOUs were signed across vital sectors such as agri-biofuel, afforestation, healthcare, IT, education, tourism, and renewable energy. Key investors include Agri-Biofuel Global Limited, Developer Group India Pvt Limited, Inla Mobi Pvt Limited, Medhavi Group, and Farm Native Group. The state's proactive approach, led by Deputy Chief Minister Chona Main, has positioned Arunachal Pradesh as a promising destination for sustainable and inclusive growth. Bhubaneswar Development Authority launches new town planning schemes. In Dasapur and Malipada, the Bhubaneswar Development Authority, BDA, has launched town planning schemes 5, 6, and 7 across 846 acres in Dasapur and Malipada as part of its vision for Bhubaneswar New City. A request for proposal has been issued to select a firm for design and implementation support. Public hearings have been held to ensure landowner involvement. These efforts follow the December rollout of 14 TP schemes in Zone 4. BDA plans 45 such schemes across 4 zones to streamline infrastructure development, including the Inner Ring Road. Under the model, landowners retain 60% of their land post-development. The TP approach is now being replicated in other Odisha cities. Assam Chief Minister pushes for faster construction of satellite townships in Kamrup and Morigaon. Assam is accelerating its urban development with 3 major projects: the Palasbari Satellite Township, the Jagiroad Integrated Township, and a Central Business District (CBD) in Guwahati. The Palasbari project spans 1,500 acres, featuring zones for deep tech, startups, and residential areas, with 20% green cover. The Jagiroad Township, near Tata's semiconductor plant, covers 461 acres, with plans for a 2,000-acre expansion funded by a 1,000 crore rupees Asian Development Bank loan. The Guwahati CBD aims to alleviate urban strain, offering over 10 million square feet of commercial space and 60% open areas. Collectively, these projects are valued at $1 billion. CJ Logistics acquires full ownership of CJ Darkle Logistics with $32 million investment. The South Korean logistics giant, CJ Logistics Corporation, has increased its footprint in India by investing $32 million in CJ Darkle Logistics, its Indian subsidiary. This capital infusion has increased its stake from 51% to 100%, effectively making CJ Darkle a wholly owned subsidiary. The deal, which involved buying out the stake of Indian promoters, was executed through a rights issue. CJ Darkle, previously a joint venture, had already established itself as one of India's leading logistics firms, post CJ's initial investment in 2017. This move is expected to solidify CJ's strategic expansion and operations in India. Oyo acquires Australian short-term rental firm Made Comfy in strategic cash and stock deal Oyo owned. Belvilla has acquired Australian short-term rental platform Made Comfy in a cash and stock deal, issuing shares worth $1.9 million, 16 crore rupees, upfront, and $9.6 million, 81 crore rupees, in deferred stock, valuing Oyo at $5 billion, 42,500 crore rupees. Made Comfy, founded in 2015, manages over 1,200 assets across Australia and New Zealand and earned $9.6 million, 81 crore rupees, in 2024. Belvilla operates 50,000 homes in 20 European countries. Oyo also acquired G6 Hospitality in 2024 for $525 million. Founder Ritesh Agarwal projects a fiscal year 2026 profit of 1,100 crore rupees, citing 60% year-on-year revenue growth. Hong Kong court extends deadline for Country Gardens $14.1 billion. Offshore debt restructuring Country Garden Holdings Kondika. Once China's leading property developer has secured additional time from a Hong Kong court to advance its $14.1 billion offshore debt restructuring plan. This extension follows the company's success in garnering support from over 70% of its bondholders. However, key bank creditors, holding significant portions of the debt, have yet to sign on. The court's decision to adjourn the liquidation hearing underscores the complexity and scale of the restructuring, which aims to reduce the company's offshore debt by 78%. Chairperson Yang Huyan has pledged substantial personal investments to facilitate the process. The company targets completion of the restructuring by December. That's a wrap for today. Tune in tomorrow for the latest headlines.